Hello, my name is Tristan Cunningham, and this is my daughter, Jalina Cunningham, and we are guests on Two Mics Up.
Double O seven.
What's happening, everybody? It's your man Dame DNYDC. Man, it's Monday night. We back with a brand new episode of Two Mics Up. And tonight, we're going to kind of go behind the art. And when I say behind the art, it's really special because I've obtained a new sister, cousin sister. I'm embracing my new family edition. But she is really a great artist. My wife and I are huge fans. Cannot even really begin to really talk about the work that she's doing. New film that we just saw her into, where she actually killed it on screen with another guest who's actually been here on Two Mics Up, the super talented, the incredibly amazing Mayon Jacobs. So we're going to talk about all that. But without going any further and further ado, let me bring today's sister, cousin sister with the great smile and energy to the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the incredible Tristan Cunningham. Tristan, how you doing, sis?
Hey, I'm doing good, Cuzzo. Thank you so much for having me.
look here, like we talk backstage, it's an honor and a pleasure. And your smile, your energy, it really shines through, talking to you and looking at you. But I always like to start at the beginning, Tristan. Like there's really not, you can't do anything without it. And in your spare time, because I know you have a new gift, if you will. And what do you enjoy doing, when you're not on stage performing and really helping to bring projects to life?
Yeah, it's a good question. And it's nice to be asked because usually it's like, all right, tell me what's going to happen in season 3 and this stuff. So being asked what I do outside of acting is really nice and refreshing. So thank you. And I don't have any secrets, everybody. I promise you. I am an actor primarily, but I also do circus. And that's how I started performing, was in the circus. Wow. There's a youth circus on the East Coast called Circus Smirkus. I got into it. You leave school a little bit early when you're younger, you train, and it toured around in a tented circus tent all summer long. And I did acrobatics and aerial acts. So I still do circus. It's how I became an actor. They basically were like, in the circus, they were like, you're wonderful at circus, but you're an actor, honey. Wow. I would get really into like the stories and the themes of each summer. They would have like a different theme, and I would like create a character. They'd be like, Tristan, come to the, it's about to be your time to be on stage. And I'd be like, I'm not Tristan, I'm the pirate queen or something. So they were like, you're an actor. And so they kind of pushed me into acting. So I still, in my free time, teach circus. I run a youth circus program. And then I also still train. I still juggle. I still tumble here and there. So that's kind of like what I do outside acting.
What? I mean, that's one of those. I mean, you gotta really sit here, and yeah, because that's how it's got me feeling. Like, what? I mean, that's incredible. That's an incredible story, and listening to it, yeah. Listen, because we got to go in like that. Really pushed you then to really get into your career, in acting, and how did you're looking back, how was your intro, I guess, would you say, into the industry really hit you? Like, was it one of those things of like amazement or I can't believe I'm doing it, to where you are now? Your trajectory is still on the rise, but do you feel a little more comfortable in your space in the work that you're doing, for every project that you touch?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I would say to anybody who's, in this industry or, aspiring to be, it is a journey, and it's everybody's own journey. A lot of people will sort of tell you like, you have to be this, that, and the third, and take the information that feels useful. And if it doesn't feel useful, discard it, because that was their journey. It might not be yours. And my daughter's awake, so she might come join us in a moment. But she agreed with that last statement.
That's right. Bring it on. Bring it on.
But yeah, so my journey obviously was really different than other folks because I came through circus. And it's funny, I went to SUNY Purchase in their theater arts and film conservatory.
Oh.
And when I went to audition, I did your monologue with all these backflips, and they're like, that's awesome. Can you like do a monologue with just words? Could you just, and so my avenue was really through circus, and I had a hard left turn because circus is different than acting. I was really big and like, but I can do a backflip. And they were like, yes, but can you like move somebody with your words? Can you trust that like your words are enough, or even a look? Is that enough? So it took me, my journey, it took a long time. And then I was doing a lot of theater, which is similar. It's a cousin to film and television, but it's different too. And so my journey to finally land sort of more in film and television now was a long one. I had a long time, Damon, of like, your commitment is there, but it's just too much. It's too big. And I had to really find within myself, like trusting that I was enough, because the camera picks up a lot. So I had to try, if I was telling somebody I love them, I felt like I had to be like, I love you. But right. But maybe it was just enough to be like, I love you and really mean it. And the camera would feel that if I really, really meant it. So it's been a long journey. And I think it all comes back to just trusting that that I'm enough.
Wow. Man, that's powerful, sis. And just that, I think for many of us, and I'm going to speak to our sisters, because as a girl dad, encouraging her and pushing her to know that she is enough, and that's something that resonates all through her life and who she is, who she's going to become, what she does. I think that's really important, and I hope everybody catch that gem, that Tristan just kind of gave you. You are enough, and no matter what you do, and I think that's really powerful. And you've also got me sitting here because I also had to do another one. I had to hit because you mentioned, SUNY Purchase. So like, for you from New York? Because I mean, like that's like up the road from, I grew up in Brooklyn, Long Island. Okay, so you little New York flavor.
Yes. Well, okay. So I was born in Vermont, which is by New York. It's not in Canada. Everybody thinks it's in Canada. It's not. There's more cows out there than people, but it is a state that exists.
Right. Okay.
There are not a lot of Black folk there. So whenever I tell people, they're like, you're from where? You're from what now? But I spend a lot of time in New York. I always say I grew up in Vermont and New York. And then I went to college at SUNY Purchase. So, and I was in New York for a minute. But the cold in New York, it wasn't hard to say goodbye to that. It's cold there. So when the opportunity opened up to be in California, I was like, all right, New York, I love you.
I know that's right. I love that. I just had that because I heard it. And you mentioned California because, we're going to transition then, Tristan,
Sure.
Like you said in the beginning, I know a lot of people want to dive in, and just start asking questions about your career and everything. But I do want to transition to that. Oh, beautiful. Hey. Oh, we got family, y'all.
Every interview, like, I'm here too. I'm here too.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. Love that she's here too. But I want to transition to the point where we talk about Tony Holly. Hi. Tony Holly on the hit show Reasonable Doubt, and Tony has some really interesting character traits, if you will. And
that's nice. I like the way you said it because some people come for me. So.
No, we don't do that here. We don't do that here because look, it's a character, right?
Right.
But that character, because that character may be so far different from who you are as a person. Like, how do you really get into, preparing yourself for these compelling, scenes that you participate in on the show and really bring that to life for us as viewers?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think, we don't always want to admit it, but there's a little bit of us in every character. I think even if you play someone who, let's say, like murders somebody, obviously you're not going to do that because television films and everybody. But you have to, I think, and this is just my journey and my method, but I think you have to find an aspect of that character that is within you. Even if it's a far stretch, there's an aspect of, the anger of a murderer that you might be able to relate to, right? Or dive into. Right. And for me, that's an important channel. So there is, if I don't like to admit it or not, there's a little bit of Tony in me. I hope I'm not sleeping with my friends' husbands and whatnot,
Right.
but there's
Right.
an aspect of that. She hopefully I don't ruin too much for folks on the show, but like,
No, please talk.
she's recently divorced. I think we don't have this information on the show, but I think her relationship prior, it was monogamous. She was really,
Yep.
loyal to her husband. And once that
Yep.
didn't happen anymore, she was like, all right, I'm a while out. And I don't
Yeah.
care who I take down with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that,
so, maybe we can all relate to that a little bit.
I think, because like I say, men or women, I think you go through trials and tribulations in your life and through different relationships that help mold you maybe later on. But in that moment, and like I said, we're talking about Tony, I kind of feel the same way. In the moment of whatever transpired in her past relationship, this was a rebirth in a way for her. May not have been the most positive rebirth, but she doing her thing out there, and I would just tell anybody who hasn't seen the show, make sure you go watch the show, because it's an incredibly talented cast. There's some great storyline, and I mean, what more can I say when you see this? Every time it comes on, look at our sister, Tristan right there, man. She rocking. And I mean, now the circus part I see, and the jazz and the beauty and I mean, it's just wonderful to be able to talk to you about. And moving forward, I know sometimes you may not know, as a part of the cast, yours is, I guess, what they call like a recurring role on the show. But can we expect to see more of Tony as we get ready to come back for the next season? Yeah.
So no, I can definitely share that. So we did get a season 3, which is amazing, because a lot of television shows are not continuing. The industry is in a funky place. I don't know all the answers of why, but it is. And so we did get greenlit for season 3, which is exciting. And just circling back to like, thank you for everything you said about my work on the show. I also just have to shout out the cast and Ramala Muhammad, who is the showrunner and head writer. It's just a wonderful. My work has been great on that show because of the atmosphere of the show and the space she holds. She's amazing. It is probably about 95% Black on the show, from craft services to our DP across the board. And that's a really beautiful thing to experience too. Not that it always needs to be that way, but it's a first time experiencing that for me. And it's just nice to be surrounded by folks that look like me. And then the cast is just incredible. So I just wanted to, shout out them for a hot minute. But yes, Tony, I won't spoil season 2 for folks, although you should watch it, because and buckle your seatbelt, it's a ride. But the end of season 2, Tony, well, I won't. Yes, Tony's gonna get hers. So she will definitely be in season 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's all I want to know. We're gonna put a cap on that right there. Period. That, ladies and gentlemen, for right now. If you ain't heard it, if you haven't, go watch it. Get your life together. Whatever you doing, your downtime, just get your life together. Go watch it, and we're gonna pin it right there. But what I want to do also is take a short pause for the cause, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take about a quick minute break. I want to thank our sponsors here at Two Mics Up for allowing us to be able to sit here with incredible talent and incredible human beings such as Tristan, Evelina Cunningham, my sister, cousin sister. So don't go anywhere.
That's right.
We'll be right back after this short pause, and see you on the other side.
94 Media House specializes in transformative digital design that elevates your brand to new heights. Whether you need stunning graphic design, impactful branding, or a captivating web presence, our team is here to bring your vision to life. Join the ranks of successful businesses that trust 94 Media House for their digital design needs. Let's make your brand unforgettable. Contact us today.
Experience unforgettable memories with Riddick Entertainment and Events, the premier event planners in Northern Virginia. We specialize in crafting extraordinary weddings and events tailored to your vision. Led by the husband and wife team of Saeed and Michelle Riddick, we ensure your special day is stress-free and memorable. Don't leave your memories to chance. Let Riddick Entertainment help you create lasting moments. Contact us today to start planning your unforgettable event.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are fresh out the break with the lovely Tristina Evelina Cunningham and beautiful. Hi, yes, how are you? Oh my goodness, such a joy, such a gift. Such a yeah, such a gift to be blessed with you and your beautiful child today. Thank you so much. We talked about reasonable doubt coming out the break, and I'm just curious to know because I've seen you in a recent film, but I just want to know, like right now, because you killed it. You and Mayon killed it, but we're gonna get to that. But just curious, like it just made me want to pause because we've seen you in other things, but on the serious side, like side that we don't see sometimes as fans, how do you feel maybe your career has benefited, from being a part of reasonable doubt cast in the show, and has it been able to really positively open up additional doors for you?
Yeah. Yeah, so Reasonable Doubt was my so I'm fairly new to film and television. Like I said, I started in circus and then I did theater for a long time. I did it up in the Bay Area. Was where I sort of found most of my success, up in Berkeley and Oakland, California, which the Bay holds a place in my heart. I love it. But about a year before the pandemic, I came out to LA. There was a kind of a pull for film and television. And I was like, you know what? I need to be in the heart of it to do it. And so Reasonable Doubt, I did a bunch of co-stars. And just for folks, a co-star is where you have like, just sort of a couple lines, but your character is not probably going to return unless they fall in love with you and bring you back or something. Right. And I did all the shows, like amazing, 911, SWAT, NCIS, Family Reunion, which is a hilarious show on Netflix. Just the Connors, just a bunch of shows. It kind of got my feet underneath me, and also like we were speaking about earlier, just kind of giving myself the license to be in this film and television world, because it can feel intimidating. But listen, I want to say this to folks: if you want to do it, go for it, and you are worthy of being there. It took me a while to give myself that acknowledgement, but give it to yourself.
Yes.
And it takes work. Be professional. Do your work. Do your, come in ready. Stay ready. But if you give yourself that worth. So I did a bunch of that, a bunch of co-stars and things of that sort. And Reasonable Doubt was the first time where it was like, all right, your character. It was originally a guest star on season 1, which means I'm in one episode, but throughout the episode is kind of a guest star. Whereas co-star, as we spoke of, is just you're there, one or two scenes. So I was originally a guest star. And I think it's okay to say this. My character experience, Black Twitter came from me. My character hate. They were so mad at me.
Yeah.
So mad. Damon, so mad that
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, because we looked at you different for a minute too. We were talking about you too. Yeah. But again, it's a character.
I'm gonna tell you a story. Oh yeah. So I think they kind of had to bring Tony back. Just because it's like, I feel with TV, it's either they love you to death or they hate you to death. And stories need that, right?
Right.
And I was happy to play, a character where they brought up that anger. It really showed me how much they love Jax, the main character of our show. Yes. And it was amazing. And let me tell you, like, I got messages where people, and just a friendly reminder, it's just pretend, everybody. But I got messages where like, don't mess with Jax, and like, I'm gonna take you for a walk outside, Tony. People were mad.
Look, the build up to it, because my wife was sitting there. I mean, I think it was like, look at this trifling. You know what I'm saying? Here she go. Oh, watch this.
I have friends, Damon. I have friends call me, and they were like, "Why did you do that? Why would you do that?"
Right. Like, this was a character, right? This is what I do, right?
Exactly. And hold on. There was a woman at the gas station. I was pumping my gas, and she came at her car, and she was like, "I feel like I know you," and I knew it was from the show, but I didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh, all right, sis. It's nice to see you." She went in, paid for her gas. She came out. She was like, Tony, we got beef.
It's real.
Hold on, wait a minute. Right, Tony has some reasons. Okay.
Tony not here. Tony's the TV person. I can. Totally
I'm Tristan.
Understand.
That's Tony.
Right.
And listen, Tony's got a reason.
I could totally understand that.
sorry, back to your original question. So then, Ramla brought me back, and I won't share too much about season 2, but that was huge. I went from a guest star to a reoccurring character. And it was really amazing for me because sometimes with a co-star and a guest star, you don't really get to sink your teeth into a role.
Yeah.
You're there for a couple days. Folks, they shoot television fast. It's boom, bom, bomb, because they're trying to get it to y'all.
Right.
Just being a character that I got to be on set, for many, many days and got to sink my teeth in, it meant I got to show more aspects of my work. And there's definitely been a huge, response to that from, other actors and casting directors. Like, wow, you got some chops and stuff like that. I always had it, but I never I didn't get the chance to show it as much. And so for that, to Ramla, I am so, so grateful. And on such an amazing show, like, you don't always get to work with, Morris Chestnut and these, Emily Freeman and Mayatsi, the lead. Like, you don't always get to work with folks of that caliber,
Well, you are definitely in that caliber. Your talent really shows through. And I wanted this fast forward to, being in that caliber and bringing the type of attention and strength to a character or a role. You were in Tubi film, A Kill for a Kill, with like I said, with Mayan Jacobs, who's been a guest here on the show. And like, no pun intended, y'all, they killed it. Like, literally, they killed it. And I'm not gonna lie, my wife and I, we sitting here, we going back and forth trying to figure out the plot line, what's going on. It was just ill. The ending was ill. Like, the whole thing was it was ill. Like, what was that process like for you? Like, working with Mayan and being on set. Because like the whole thing, man, y'all sold it, and my wife and I was totally blown away. And I'm not giving away the ending, but y'all killed it. So what was that like?
Thank you for all that love. We can only do what we do on this end because folks watch and support. So I just want to make that also clear. Like, thank you to everybody who watched Reasonable Doubt and A Kill for a Kill or watched anything that I've been in. Thank you. So me and Man, we had to be pretty tight for that one. And I won't spoil anything. But yeah, we had to sort of come together and really fast. Tubi shoots their films very fast, Damon. It's no joke.
Wow.
And so it was kind of quick, and I got so lucky that it was her. You never know who you're going to work with and who you're walking into a room with. And she's just so giving and willing to just go there. The director, Dylan Vox, gave us an assignment. We did a Zoom reading, and then we were just in rehearsal. We were just filming. Like, you don't get a lot of rehearsal, but he gave us an assignment, both me and Man, to tell each other a secret. And that nobody else on set would know it. And I'll share with you all, my secret was that I was pregnant and nobody knew it. And I was 5 months pregnant when we shot that.
What?
Yeah. So she had that secret, and she told me her secret. But I think that the director was really genius in that, because we had something with each other that nobody else knew. And I would go, oh, I need to take a break, use the bathroom, and she'd look at me like, you good? You okay? And I'd be like, I'm okay. But we had a connection that nobody else in the room was privy to, and that was important. And also, I will say this with that film, it was really smart of him. I didn't know how it was going to be in the end, and I know we can't share, but I didn't know. There's a lot going on in this movie, y'all.
Yeah, it's one of the best films that I can honestly say that I've seen in a long time, where you have characters that are very involved, the storyline that really kind of keeps you on your toes. And then to come to this, I don't want to call it an incredible ending, but it was such a shocking ending, if you will. And to hear you talk about the secret part, for someone who's kind of seen, the film, and like I said, you guys really killed it in a way, but now it makes sense, knowing that, because there was that symbiosis, if you will, really between the two of you, that you had to carry, not only between each other, but kind of came through, in the project. So that was this genius of him. And I encourage anyone, go to Tubi. A Kill for a Kill is the name of the movie. Go watch it. That's all. Just go watch it. And then
Yes.
if you want to drop a
Yes.
comment, shoot some emails, Black Twitter, Who Twitter, whatever. Go out there and talk about it because it was just dope. It was a dope film. I can't even lie.
Thank you.
You
Yes,
know,
talk
we,
about it,
we,
y'all. Tell us how you feel. You
yes,
know, we love hearing that. And also, you may feel differently about me, but I just want to remind you, it's just acting.
never that. I'm not gonna let nobody talk about my sister cousin, man. We're not doing it. You know, we here.
That's right.
We're not letting it happen.
Thank you, Cuzzo. Thank you, Cuzzo.
I got
my
you.
friends after
I got you,
oh,
cuz.
sorry, go ahead.
We not letting nobody
Thank
do
you.
it. I got you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Even
So
my friends after they watched The Kill for a Kill, they were like, I can't look at you the same. I'm like, all right, hold on though. This is my craft. This is my job.
Yeah. Come on now. You guys got to show the love. Spread the love,
Right.
and you know, caring and sharing and caring, or whatever the word is, but you
That's right.
show the love. Oh man.
That's right. I also want to say too, Damon, if it's okay, just a shout out to the cast in A Kill for a Kill. I think part of why that movie was so successful is because all of the actors were super humble. It wasn't like I'm the star. It wasn't like the movie's about me. Starting with our number one, which was Mayon, like just really wanting to invest in the story and the person you're on screen with, and nobody had an ego. Everybody was willing. And I think when you come into a project like that, like I want to tell this story the best we can. It just it makes it more just rich across the board. And there was none of that. There was no diva. There was nothing. Everybody was just like, we're going to tell this crazy tale and we're going to do it together.
And you know, that's a great way to really pin it, because that's really how it came across. You know, like you said, from Mayon, everyone else, it wasn't necessarily a star type thing, but you all the roles and all the pieces of the puzzle, and the people playing parts. It was really incredible. Like I said, it was definitely one of the most well written and produced pieces of work that I've seen in a long time. So kudos to you and the entire staff for bringing that to life, and we thank you. And you know, I just have to go, like, time really flies when you're having fun and having great conversation. But I do want to allow you, like, you know, everybody go out and get behind Tristan. You know, go ahead and follow her, and I want to allow you to go ahead and share your social media, because I mean, I have to get everybody on board with you, sis. And you know, get behind Reasonable Doubt, get behind, you know, a time, you know, A Kill for a Kill. Like, just get behind Tristan and all the work that she's doing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I would love to share. And please, I'm interactive on social media. So my handle is Tristan Avelina Cunningham. It's the full government, which you see up here now on IG. And and I post everything up there. Also, Reasonable Doubt. There's a Reasonable Doubt Hulu page, and their social media is really great. And they're super interactive. Like, if you write about the show, they'll repost what you write. It's one of the best social media pages ever. And I love that. There's full-on conversations. They ask your opinion. What do you think about this? And it's something I love about our show, because we're a show for the people, for real. And then Simpson Street, which is Kerry Washington, who's an executive producer on Reasonable Doubt. Simpson Street is also posts about Reasonable Doubt all the time. So follow those pages too, and let us know how you feel. Your voice is important in this. Again, I said, like, we can't do it without y'all, and you're a part of it. And I love that Reasonable Doubt embraces that side. You know, some shows are like, it's the show and y'all over here, but we're like, nah, what you think?
Bring it. I love that.
We'll make sure. Exactly.
Right. We'll make sure that we add that, you know, to the show notes as well. You know, Reasonable Doubt, you know, and Simpson Street, you know, the incredible Kerry Washington, continue to do her things. Yeah, she's amazing. Yes, sister's amazing, without a doubt. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this has been an incredible conversation. Again, the incredibly beautiful and lovely Tristan Avelina Cunningham, my new cousin. And like we do at the end of each and every show, ladies and gentlemen, may you all stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.
007.